I can't stop eating pizza. I can't stop eating junk food. I don't have the time to actually sit down and cook something, buy all these different ingredients and then make them all into a big, beautiful meal. I'm a student, right? I don't have time for that. This is what a lot of people say when they do self-reflection. And it is very important that you do not fall into this trap. You can't sugarcoat anything or make excuses when doing your self-reflection. You gotta be very radical with yourself. Your brain is not wired for success. Your brain is not wired for happiness even. It is simply wired for comfort and survival. If you ask your brain a question, it will always give you an answer. If you ask yourself, well, why didn't I make that 5-minute meal? Well, I kind of need the ingredients for something else tomorrow. I like to add them to something else. Your brain will always make these excuses. And this is something you cannot do in self-reflection. If you actually want to become a better person, you have to be honest with yourself. Sit down and write down what your problems are. Do not sugarcoat this. You know what the problems are, and you know that you're making excuses. You have to realize that no one will save you. You are the only person that can get you out of this rut, or from point A to B. You're the only person that's responsible for your life and your actions, so you're the only one that can fix it.
Now in journaling, I want you to envision the exact person that you want to be. You can be as detailed as possible about everything you do from a day-to-day basis. What you look like, where you live, what your family looks like, what your car looks like, every single detail of your life. Because if you hate your current self, well then you probably have a vision of what you could be like. So find out what that person is. The more detailed, the better. So whip out that journal and we're going to find out what kind of things you want from life. And to find out what your ideal life would be, you can ask yourself certain questions, certain journaling questions. You can start by asking yourself, what do I really need in life? If I had an infinite amount of money, what would I do with life? So if money wasn't a factor. Another thing you can ask yourself is if you were the only person on this planet, so if other people's approval didn't matter to you, what would you do with your free time? And you'll actually get down to your most fundamental needs, your most fundamental beliefs or wants. Because as we all know, most of our generation is just a bunch of NPCs brainwashed by the same TikToks that they all watched. But if you ask these questions, you're going to find out who you really are deep down and what kind of things you want from life. And eventually, you're going to get where you need to be.
So once you've found out what person you want to be, you want to break this down into small achievable goals, right? Meaning your short-term, intermediate, and long-term goals. What you want to do is to make a chart with 3 different columns. One called 1 year, one with 3 months, and one with 1 month. Now you're going to write down some small achievable goals for all of these different time frames that you can do to become that one person. So if it's a very big goal, like learning how to do a certain skill, you take this one goal and put it into the 1 year column, meaning you want to have achieved this goal in 1 year from now. But you can now break this down. What small steps can you take to learn this skill? Is there a class you can join? Is there anything you can buy or do to get to that point quicker? Put those in the 1 week column. You could join a club right now. You could join a martial arts club and then start your lessons. And in 1 year from now, you're probably going to have learned the skill, right? Do this until you've filled out the entire chart. Now, you're not going to become the absolute dream person in just 1 year, but you can take a lot of actionable steps to get there, much quicker than you would if you didn't have this plan. Remember that procrastination usually just comes from a lack of clarity. If you know what to do, you're going to get there a lot easier.
Now on your journey to fulfilling your goals, it's really good to join a self-improvement bubble. Find a certain niche in self-improvement that resonates a lot with you and you can double down on and put all your efforts into that. What we usually do in self-improvement is holistic self-improvement, where we try to improve every single part of our lives. However, if you find one thing that really aligns with your passions, then double down on that. Tennis could be your thing, then become the best damn tennis player in the world. Maybe it's not going to get you your dream body, but you're going to be excellent at this one thing instead of being mediocre at all other things. Double down on that, follow your passion, and become the best damn wanker arm, quagmire looking motherfucker in the world.
Wow, what a banging episode. Don't forget to check out this video as well. We'll see you there.